More knuckheads. This live feed comes from a viewer, a very good friend, a subscriber that needs to kind of be talked about. And that is suicide amongst our youth. Suicide amongst our youth is very. Hey, Winky, how you doing? You know, suicide has always been one of those hard things to deal with on any level. It hurts the family in such a terrible way because you always have that what if or if only we knew if or what have you. You know, you always have questions. Why didn't they tell me? It's like, well, if you knew the signs, you would know. You know, you'd be able to see the signs. One of the things that gets the youth, our children, the adolescents, okay, is peer pressure for one. Say you just moved into a new town, going to school, don't nobody, don't know nobody, don't see what it is, that you have to face. Being hard to adjust. First day at school, you're dressed middle to maybe low class. You know, kids starting to school, for one reason or another. But most everybody else in school has money. Now, I'm going to tell you, bullies learn it from home first. Parents tell their kids if they don't look this way, if they don't dress this way, if they don't have this much amount bank account, they're not good enough. If they're disabled, if they're autistic or if they're a little overweight or what have you, disabled, wheelchair, missing limb, whatever, They're not good. They're not people. Bullies learn it from home first. Then you got the pressure of the community. That kid is made to feel like they're not good enough, that they're sitting there, they're not going to be a successful part of the community because that kid does not look like everybody else. Disabled, like I said, slow, autistic, missing a limb for whatever reason, where they're born, accident, don't matter. Or you're a country bumpkin and you sit there and you move to the city. Nasty crap, I tell you. But one thing that I just don't understand. Now, I'm going to speak of my own personal experiences because I've dealt with it all my life. I've seen kids get destroyed by their own parents. I've seen the carnage this shit does firsthand. A good friend of mine attempted suicide, I think it was a little over 300 times at final tally when I lost count, lost contact with him. Poison, hung, shot, wrists cut, throat cut, you name it. The guy went so far, well, the kid went so far as setting himself on fire. By the time he was 12 years old, most of his body was no longer noticeable. He lost his legs because of how badly they were burnt. The only transportation that he had was this big old skateboard. His parents didn't care for him. He got bounced around foster care after foster care. He never had anybody to tell him he was a good kid. I mean, that kid was absolutely spot on smart. He could sit there and tell you everything about the beaches, about what trees were there, what was this, how to do this, stuff like that. And Hey, Cedric, how you doing, brother? Good name. Like I said, I just, like I said, it just baffles me a little bit, seeing bullies tormenting other people because they're not rich. They don't dress like you. Them. They don't talk the way you do. Even if you're from a foreign country, people hound you left and right. And that to me is not right by no means. All right, hear you there. See, the sad part also with this is the fact that one major malfunction that I've seen parents selling their own kids for sex slaves, prostituting their own kids. I've seen it as young as 3. And I'll tell you, I came unglued. I came unglued. I've seen a kid's face so disfigured because of the beatings, the torture that they went through. I've seen a kid having most of his teeth, his jaw reshaped, his whole side of his face caved in, his shoulder reconstructed, his arm reconstructed, very, very little use of it because of the damage that was done. A certain well known priest came in, visited his mom while his dad was away. The kid started saying something. The priest got pissed, started having sex with the kid, 5 years old. Started beating that kid. Threatened that kid's life. Like I said, I've seen this. I've seen this thing firsthand. I've seen that carnage. That's one reason why I cannot stand bullies. Bullies are nothing. Bullies do not have power. Bullies are extremely insecure about themselves. They have to make themselves bigger and better than you. It don't work if you stand up to them. It don't work if you stand up to them. Don't let them have the power against you. We need to stand up and protect our youth, our children, our babies. These kids want to fit in. These kids are looking for hope. These kids are sitting here trying to understand the world that we're giving them. These kids are trying their hardest to stand up in an unforgiving world with even lesser giving adults. The mental health crisis centers for the youth is a joke and a half. And I'll tell you, that shit needs to go. You cannot really call the youth's mental health system any good. I know several kids that went through hell. They told the counselors the hell they faced. Hey John, how you doing, brother? They're supposed to be automatic reporters, right? Uh-huh. Right. Not all of them do. Not all of them do. All right. Yeah, and that's not cool by no means. Like I said, that just chaps my hide. Like I said, because I've seen it before. I'm 10 years old. I'm in counseling, youth counseling. Counselor says, all right, well, I'll talk to the law enforcement, let them know what's going on because you're an extremely unsafe place. 10 years old, I'm already tried to commit suicide 4 times. I've already tried to kill myself 4 times. I got told by the cops that there was nothing that they were going to do because it was family. They put me back in that hole, and several others that I knew. Our youth are being targeted hard. And even now, if you look at all these school shootings, these little clown waffles that are shooting up these schools have mental issues, severe mental issues that are not being addressed by the council. They are not being dealt with by the law. All of these things are being swept under the rug. We need to stand up right now and start to cleanse that system. And now, with the advent of the internet, social media, cyberbullying is just as bad, if not worse, than personal bullying. You sit there and you see all the time cyberbullying. You see all the time kids being put into adult situations because of cyberbullying. Again, I'm speaking from personal experiences because this is the shit that I've seen with my own kids, my own grandkids. You know, I've always been told don't take an innocent's life. Don't hurt an innocent. Our children are innocent. They are the backbone of our future. They are the ones that are going to take care of us when we're old and decrepit. The Uvalde shooting just a while back, Texas. That kid was a mental case from the word go. He has a lot of mental illnesses. And the counselors did not do anything about it. The police department knew about who he was, what he's been through, what he's done. But yet, all he did was get a slap on the wrist. Now, is that kind of something that you want near your family? Is that what you want your kids to grow up to be? Do you want your kids to be known as a mass shooter, a mass murderer? Do you want to sit there and have everybody to remember you because of one of your family members sat there and just committed mass murder, whether it be at school with kids, shopping center, what have you? Every time you walk down the street, people are going to look at you funny. They're going to mock you because you're sitting there. You've got a family member that's got that was found mentally ill, but yet nothing was done about it. Kids being sold for drugs. I've got a few people right now that are still scared because at any given time, someone can come into their house and take them. To me, that don't go right whatsoever. Like I said, I'll give my life. I will give my last breath to protect a woman and a child. The woman is our life bringers. Without the woman, we have nothing. Nothing whatsoever. There's no life. There's no love. There's no happiness. There's no peace. There's no tranquility if we don't have a woman. Us men, we're dumbasses. We screw up every time. Most men cry when they sit there and they don't get their latte right. Actually, I cannot call them men because they're just extreme. Yeah. But our youth is a gift from our great father. A gift from our great father. And yeah, I know there's a lot of idiots that says they're atheists. They don't believe in God or hell or anything like that. It's like if you don't believe in hell, then you sure as the hell haven't seen outside yet. You don't watch the news. You don't look outside. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it's all in plain sight. They don't care to hide themselves anymore. Just like the government, they're not hiding their corruption anymore. It is blatant as day on how bad they really are. I've been working with the government for a little over 40 years, standing up against them, whether it be Republican or Democrat. It don't matter to me because they're both the same bird. Right wing, left wing, still same bird. You cannot differentiate from one to another. You cannot fly with one wing. It is impossible. You need both wings in order to lift. I've been fighting the government for over 40 years. When I walk into their offices, they get nervous. They know who exactly I am. I've been fighting for our children. I've been fighting for bikers' rights. I've been fighting for the little guys for over 40 years. Because, see, the government wants you to think that you work for them. No, you don't. They work for us. If you would actually take the time to understand what the Constitution of the United States really means and what it really says. And I know each country has their own little laws and stuff like that that governs themselves. Yeah, but see, we're caught in the middle of that mess. We, the people, are the ones that are being caught in the middle of it. All over the world. That's not just here in the US. The government is the power at B. They're sitting there, they're putting us against each other. There are kids that I've seen being kidnapped from their home to be military. They're beaten, raped, trained, tortured to become brainless zombies that only know one thing. We need to start standing up right now against all this bullshit. We need to take the wheel back. If we want our future to be better in all of our countries, and if we want the youth to start having hope, we as the adults needs to give them that hope. It is us elders. Most countries believe that the elders are the ones that are taking care of the youth, that are passing down things throughout the youth. It is us elders that stand up. And it is our job to make sure that the youth have that hope, that have that future, that have that strength to make it through the next day, to have that hope that they are loved, that knowledge that they are cared for and loved. I've said this before in my videos about bullies. I am one that will show up at your doorstep if I found you. And I'd beat your ass so bad God won't recognize you. I don't care for bullies whatsoever, cyber or personal. Law enforcement, government of any kind. I do not and will not tolerate bullies whatsoever. I got bullied growing up. Family members, friends. I come from poor. Well, as I thought I was poor. But I myself grew up poor. Few of my family members that was close to me grew up poor. I had to literally fight for everything I had, my clothing, my food, my status in the family. I had a few friends that their parents hated me because I was not upper class. That I wore dirty clothing, that I was unkept. I had long hair. I didn't fit in their roles. Whenever I walked into their house, I had to sit on plastic because I was not good enough to sit on regular furniture. I was working every day. I was out in the fields, strawberries, watermelons, hay fields, logging, construction. I was forced into it. I had no choice. Family members sat there and said that I was a target because I was unloved by both sides of my family. The more I cried out for help, the more I got. The longer I would stay away from the house. We'd be miles and miles from nowhere up in the mountains. And I was scared to death of my life because I never knew if I was going to make it home the next day or even be home the next night. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And see, that's just all it is a manipulation. They try to make it against you, that you're the bully. When you stand your ground, all of a sudden you're the bully. I got kicked out of school for beating up a kid that was older than I was. I'm in third grade. I'm beating up a sixth grader because he was beating up two of my brothers. You know, hey, if you ever need someone to talk to, man, just hit me up. I'm always usually here. One way or another. But society is more or less giving up on our youth. You know, that's so true. Oh yeah, yeah. See, that's one reason why I'm very careful on YouTube. I sit back and I look at everybody involved. I look at all sides. I see the truth. I'm very leery on anybody that I trust because, like I said, I know bullies. I've seen them. I've even faced them myself. But I just laugh at them. It's like, yeah, go ahead. What you gonna do? Come at me. Bring your best. Stand up. Bring your best. You want to know where I'm at? I'll give you the exact GPS of where I'm at, where to find me, everything. But you gotta have the balls to stand up, face me. Bullies are insecure. They're low lives. That's not cool, brother. I watched my best friend hang himself in front of a shopping mall, a major shopping center. How you doing? Doing time? Name sounds familiar. Yeah, you got that right. I cannot count how many times I've seen children commit suicide, attempted suicide, because of failed leadership, failed mental health. Yeah, it, that's exactly right. Hey, welcome aboard, bud. I'll be subbing to you once I figure this thing out. It does leave many questions. Even when you know the answers, you're sitting there going, okay, what happened? Where did it go? What if? You know, all these other thousands of questions come up into your mind. I shoulda, I coulda, I woulda, if I knew, if what happened. And all these things run through your mind every time. You know, when I watched my buddy, my best friend, him and I went through hell together. When I finally caught up to him, once I found out where he is at, it took me a few hours to get to him, but I was there. I know what happened with him, just same as me. His family did not care about him whatsoever. He wanted to fit in. He wanted to have a family that said, I love you, I'm here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Him and I sat down and talked for hours. And I always made sure that he had a place to stay, whether it be me in foster care, my own home. what have you. He was out with his family. The only person that ever cared for him was his grandma as he has grown up. You know, oh, I know all about not having a father figure as well. My dad was never hardly in the picture. Stepdad was an abusive bitch. Every time I'd do something wrong in his eyes, I'd get beat for it. Like I said, I know bullying real well. My questions always was, why am I getting abused? Why am I going through this crap? Why am I being molested for? This is not what family is supposed to be. My grandma, my grandpa, my great grandpa has always been there for me. They're the ones that was the biggest influence on my life. Wow. Yeah, I know a lot of people like that also. My first two boys, well, my first two kids, I should say, I was never there really hardly at all because I was in the biker lifestyle. I was always gone. I was always working. I was always traveling all over the place. I was never really hardly there. But when I was there, I gave my kids everything I could give: love, affection. I was teaching them how to do things. I made sure that even though it was little time that I had, it was quality time. Also, I was not sober. I was always on drugs. I was always on alcohol. I was fighting the addiction because of the hell that I faced as a kid. It never leaves. Suicide is a severe mental breakdown. It is when you sit there and you don't have the strength to fight another day. When all hope is lost, not just in here, but here as well. When all hope is lost, in both places. When there's no one encouraging this, being consistently encouraging, press on, things will get better. Showing that person, that child, things will get better. Show them how to do things, how to be their own individual person, how to stand up. Give them the strength to stand up. Give them the knowledge to stand up. Give them the worth they desire. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. See, my dad was never really there. My mom was never really there because she's always working to provide for us kids. By the time I was 10 years old, I was already classified as a drug addict. 10 years old. By the time I was 11, they classified me as an alcoholic. I was asked, why am I on drugs? And I told them to sit there and erase the memories that I've been through, to deal with all the horror that I faced, all the abuse, the sexual molestations, the rapes, the beatings. I hated myself that bad. I thought I was the biggest mistake ever built. Well, I know. The only dad that I ever really had was my grandpa or my foster dad. I had a really great foster parent that I loved. I still love to this day. I lost my foster mom a few years ago. She had brain cancer. But when I was about 8 years old, I had gotten into this foster care system that taught me what family meant. We did things as a family. We sat there, we stood up as a family. We worked together as a family. We did chores together as a family. They wanted me to be theirs, and I wanted to be theirs as well. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. That's the other thing that we need to fix: the foster care system. I've seen the help from that too. See, I don't speak of what internet tells me to speak on. I don't speak of what the government tells me to speak on. I sit there and I discuss things of my own personal experiences as well. The Bible states that our great Father sends soldiers to those that are going through something as his living testimony. Now, I'm not a Bible thumper, I'm not a religious person by no means. I'm a spiritual person. There is a difference. I'm always here. I'm not afraid to speak the truth. I'm not afraid to say it raw, how it is, the way it is. I do not sugarcoat nothing for nobody. I'm not Willy Wonka. I was raised by my grandma, grandpa, great grandpa, and a great foster family for the most part. Ow, ow, ow. You know, hey, go ahead. You know, like I said, tonight's video is by a longtime good friend. He's been a subscriber of mine for a long while. He is a great friend all around. And he asked to do a video on suicide and youth. A lot of other things came up to where I just kept putting off, putting off, putting off. But something just told me tonight was the night. And I was playing my World of Warcraft, sitting there just kind of enjoying the night, just kind of relaxing a little bit. And in my heart, something told me that I needed to do this video. Someone needed to hear this video. So when my gut tells me that I need to do something, I always listen to it. When my gut sits there and says something, I'm listening. You know? Oh yeah. Bill. See, like I said, I am not religious by no means. I'm very spiritual. As you can see, I got my animals on the walls. You know, I got my eagle right there. I got eagles all over the place. I've got my dream catchers. I got my eagles all over the place. I got eagles all over. I got my animals always around me. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a odd bill. All right, you have a good one, Dylan. Time. Like I said, you need me. I'm always here. Need anything? Just holler. I've got great friends that'll always be here one way or another. You know, this channel, I can't call it mine, even though my name is on this. It's not mine by no means. It's y'all's channel, y'all's voice. I'm just the keeper of it and the provider for it. But tomorrow night, if I can swing it, there's one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have y'all sit there and give me your animal. What animal you relate to the most, whether it be the eagle, the wolf, the bears, whatever animal you guys face. You know, whatever you guys relate to the most, whatever you guys feel that you are closest to. And I'm going to break down the powers of each animal, the strengths, how to use those in your personal lives, how to interact with your spirit animal when it's needed. Hey, brother, anytime you need me, like I said, I'm always here. Um, if you need, if y'all have Discord, let me know. Uh, I will set mine up. Uh, Once, like I said, I'm not in. Well, actually, hold on. Let me do one thing real quick. Do, 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 do. All right, where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Do, 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 do. Like I said, I'm new to this technology thing, sort of. Here we go. Hey, done your son. All right, bear with me for a second, y'all. I'm trying to do something here real quick if I could ever figure this thing out. All right, let's see if I can do this. Uh, all right. Oh, shoot. I just had this darn thing going, but now I just really. All right. All right, there we go. That's my ghost. That's my Discord. If y'all have Discord, well, I have a scar running from right here all the way down my head from a bully. He wanted his 15 minutes of fame. I was a kid when I got that one. Like I said, Our society, especially now with social media, has gone through the frickin' roof of madness. Our youth is under attack hardcore. And it is not a new thing. It's been going on for decades, generations. I kept telling, I'm just one person, can't change anything. Oh, you're wrong. We can change, even just one person. Hitler, prime example. He was just one person. Morning, Jamin, brother. How you doing, big guy? Yo, yeah, I said our systems failed our youth. I mean, look at the last couple of years, especially. Oh, right on, bud. Smoke a few for me, man. I get some more today, finally. Hell, and see, one thing about my channel is it is not scripted. I do not have a teleprompter behind the camera. I do not have cue cards writing, written things down, stuff like that. What I speak of is raw, on the cuff, no script, never will be scripted. I don't care for those people that do. But, however, with that being said, there are a few people that I know very well that do because of the disabilities they have. They cannot focus good enough to keep on track. So they have to write it down so that way they can keep hitting the keys, hitting the notes, hitting whatever the topics are. Uh-oh. That should be crime, man. That should be crime. Yeah, multitasking a little bit, if you will. I'm trying to I'm normally good at multitasking, but right now it is next to impossible. Like I said, we as elders need to start with the youth. We, the elders, need to start making sure that we stick to our guns and teach our kids right. Start giving them hope. Start giving them life. Start bringing friendship back into their lives. Bring back understanding. Teach them a trade. Teach them a trade that's going to work with them for the rest of their lives instead of, whoa, man, look. Work with them. Teach them right. Stand up for their rights. Go to the city council. Start being the thorn in their sides that they say we need to stand up for our kids. We need to start teaching them the correct way instead of the critical thinking or telling them that they're a freaking not a gender, that they're a freaking toaster. And you know what's funny? Most of these little twat waffles that are sitting there saying that there's no gender, that there's what? I think they said that there's 150 now new genders. Bullshit. Fuck you and your bullshit lies. I'm going to say it one more time in plain English as much as I can, and I will slow it down because some of you twat waffles are too stupid to speak clearly. Fuck you and your 100 or so gender bullshit. You know, well, there's actually three, but there's mostly just two. Throughout history, there's always been that uh, what Native Americans call halflings. They're half male, half female. But it's pretty bad when the government, your health insurance, will sit there and pay some twat waffle that wants to be a transgender free of cost, but yet it won't help with the cancer victims. It will not sit there and help those children that are burnt. They won't help the surgeries to fix them so they have hope. They will not sit there and put money into the mental health for these children. But yet they'll sit there and they'll pay for their transgender bullshit. Fuck you, bullshit, twat waffles. Get your heads out of your asses because it is not roses that you're smelling. Like I said, I've seen this all my life. I've seen children kill themselves. Yep. Like I said, I stood up for these little bitches. I fought my ass off so they can have 150, 160 genders. Between the government and social media is the huge downfall for our country, our youth, all over the world. There's propaganda all over the place. Well, and see, that's one thing that I always do. I always bring spiritual side of people. I bring back traditional values, hard, real, raw, unadulterated, unfiltered, unscripted bullshit that will piss people off, but it'll also make them think. Those that hate me, so what? Who cares? Stand in line, pick a number. I'll give back to you whenever possible. I refuse to give in to the government's demands. I refuse to accept how these teachers are teaching these kids nowadays. I refuse to allow this shit to happen. You know, I was raised old school. I'm old school by my beliefs. I will always be old school and I will die old school. I was not always an outlaw. Society and the government made me an outlaw. I stood up against them to fight. I got into the government not to be part of them. So I can't stand them little bitches whatsoever. I don't care for law enforcement, Leo fuck nuts whatsoever. I'm their thorn in their side. I'm the one that makes them nervous every time I walk in because they know where I stand. They know who I am. They know what I'm about because I tell them. And we need to do that. We need to be that fire in their britches. We need to be the ones that stand up and let them know that we are the hell they fear. United we stand, divided we fall. One nation, one blood, one breath, one step, one fist, one foot. We need to be united now. We need to stand up now. Now is the time, more than ever, we need to be that storm. We need to be that fire. We need to be those bullets. We need to be those blowhorns. We need to be one again. Last couple of years, school shootings has been on the rise in rampant sessions. One of my favorite guys to follow that I've followed for many years now is Chad Prather. The guy did a video not too long ago about Uvalde school shootings and all this other shit. And what's going on in the school systems, why they're going to hell in a handbasket for. And I'll tell you straight up, these California bitches and their idiocracy are going through specific states. They're going in to the school system. So they have their foot in the government. They start in the school systems. They shut this down. They get into their critical thinking where everybody's a freaking toaster or a freaking uh, pile of dirt, or whatever. Uvalde was part of that plot. They want to take over the government because they're leeches. The government or the governor of California is Pelosi's nephew. He's as corrupt and useless as she is. Oh, yeah. I've been there too, many times over. I've had to fight my own battles because my family or my friends, they never cared to help me out. My family knew that I was born with a spinal disease that's killed me several times growing up. But yet, that didn't matter. I was born fighting for my life. But yet, it didn't matter. Oh, good. Sometimes the best journey is the ones that you think no one's listening. But all our journeys that we come together for a reason. There is no mistakes, there's no accidents, there's no coincidence. It's always on purpose. Everything happens for a reason. Hey, process brother, how you doing, big guy? I said we need to stand up for our youth because they're going at them at a higher rate now the last couple of years. So that way they can fill their agenda. See, it's not just about the guns. It's really not about the guns whatsoever. It is not about the guns whatsoever. That's just a small little part. It is so that way these little twat waffles infiltrate the government at a low level, start at the schools. That way they can have their agendas spread out like shit. I will leave that to those that like to be law enforcement. I don't care for law enforcement, but I'm the law of my own land. I hold true to the law of the land. every day. My law is the law of the land. It's a whole different ball game at that point. I'm a warrior. I'm a soldier. No, we don't. We do not own property whatsoever. We are caretakers. Sure is. Remind me, process if I talk to you in the morning, ask me if I got the allergy meds. I know I'll talk to you in the morning. Yeah. Like I said, with social media being a bigger part of everybody's lives, I mean, the youth, the only thing they know how to do is this. Process is a great mentor for children. He is one of the great friends that also stands up for children. See, I've always been told one thing. The only thing we ever truly own in this world is our word. We don't own anything else. The land is not ours to own. It is ours to take care of. We don't own vehicles. We're just caretakers of them. We don't own pets. We're just the caretakers of them. Like I said, throughout the elders that I've spoke with on different reservations, one of the greatest guys I've ever learned from was one of my all-time favorites to ever meet, Chief Dan George. That man was wise. He's one of them that always told me growing up, you do not own anything. Mother Earth cannot be owned. We only own our own word. More and more people use status. The more property they own, the more money they got. Means that they're better than you are. Kids, not good enough because they don't come with money. Or if they do have money and they come into a poor community, they're bullied as well. because they don't fit that criteria. Our youth needs some voices. They need warriors. They need protectors. They need guidance. They need someone to sit there and stand up, to be their voice, to be their hope, to be their mentor, to give them hope, to give them that fire to stand up. There are a few cities that actually do grow vegetables and fruit. In Tucson, Arizona, for instance, they have fruit trees all over the city. They have gardens all over the city. You know, but see, more and more people can do this. And I know I've seen with the last few years, probably about the last uh, I'd want to say within the last 10 years, more and more kids, more and more youth are sitting there making gardens in cities, making sure that things are better. But those are not talked about. The kids that do good are not talked about. Those that are making a difference every day is not talked about. Mhm. I've got my month worth of food right here. But like I said, the kids that are fighting to do good every day are not talked about. They're not in the spotlight because it does not sell. Bitches like Uvalde sell. Hey, I'm always off topic, so don't worry. My channel is always random. I have the attention from the span of a flea. But like I said, this is a topic that was brought to me that asked if I could do it. I said, hell yeah. There's a subject that you want to talk about, let me know. You're a fire dragon. You went off topic. Damn it. Nah, just kidding. But like I said, I'm always off topic every now and then. I'm always there. Uh, like I said, it's not about me because it's your guys' channel. I'm just the curator of it. Yeah, the bathroom's on the right. Oh yeah, yeah. I've got grandkids in this mess, but I make sure that each one of these kids know the right way to be. Yep. Yep. With bullies, I want to do something real quick. I'm going to try something new here real quick. I'm going to. All right. Let me. Yeah, bathrooms on the right. All right. Well, let me. All right. Hurry back. I'm going to read something for y'all, and I'm sharing it with you guys. And this is not one that I'm getting paid for. No money's being transferred. It is under Free Use Act. Suicides among young people continue to be a serious problem. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in children, adolescents, and youth adults aged 15 to 24 years old. Thoughts about suicide. I'm going to break down amongst it a little bit. Actually, no, I'm going to read it. Majority of children and adolescents who attempt suicide have a significant mental health disorder, usually depression. Among younger children, suicide attempts are often impulsive. They may be associated with feelings of sadness, confusion, anger, or problems with attention and hyperactivity. Teenagers, suicide attempts may be the association with feelings of stress, self-doubt, pressure to succeed, financial uncertainties, disappointment, loss for someone. Suicide may appear to be the solution to their problems. Depression and suicidal feelings are treatable mental disorders. Keyword, treatable. Treatable means that there is treatment for them, there is help for them. The child or adolescent needs to have his or her illnesses recognized and diagnosed and appropriately treated with comprehensive treatment plan. Key word. The child or adolescent needs to have his or her recognized and diagnosed and appropriately treated with comprehensive treatment plans. Huh. Bullying. Feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, acute loss or rejection. Huh. Violence, attempted suicides, all these. Hey, Bedlam, how you doing, big guy? Oh, Motorhead, I love Motorhead. And see, that's one thing that I've learned my growing up. Bullying, feeling of hopelessness and helplessness, loss or rejection. Children and adolescents think about suicide may make openly suicidal statements or comments such as, I wish I was dead, or I wouldn't be a problem for you much longer. Other warning signs associated with suicide can include changes in eating or sleeping habits, changes in eating, sleeping habits, frequent or pervasive sadness, withdrawal from friends, family, and regular activities. Frequent complaints about physical symptoms, often related to emotions, such as stomachache, headaches, fatigue, decline in quality of schoolwork, preoccupation with death and dying. Young people who are thinking about suicide may also stop planning for or talking about the future. I've been there before many times and I've seen it myself. They may begin to give away important possessions. People often feel uncomfortable talking about suicide. However, asking your child or adolescent whether he or she is depressed or thinking about suicide can be helpful. Are you feeling sad or depressed? Are you thinking about hurting or killing yourself? Have you ever thought about hurting or killing yourself? These are all important questions that needs to be asked. Hey, Bantrim. Oh, I hear you there. But yeah, these are some of the things that we need to start discussing with others. We need to start sharing something like that. We need to start taking an active stance against these bullies. We need to start giving these kids a better hope, better future, better understandings, better, how would you say, um, better kudos. When they do good, we need to sit there and bring it up to them, sit there and say, hey, you did good. Thank you. You know, Even if they failed at it, at least they tried their ass off. We need to thank them for it. We need to sit there and be a positive role for the youth. Kids are scared to go to school anymore because they don't know if their school is going to be the next one hit. You know, our kids need someone to stand up. I got kicked out of the school because I went to my grandson's school. And I stood against those bullies and I sat there and I went to the principal and said, either you start dealing with this shit or I will myself. They didn't like me because I stood up for the kids. So you got bullies here and you're not doing anything about it. You're sitting there saying, oh, well, kids will be kids. Fuck that noise. Kids will be kids and let kids be kids. Let kids know what it's like to be a child. Let kids know that they've got someone at their backs that's going to stand up for them, that's going to sit there and be part of their lives. Let these kids know that there is hope. Oh, yeah. Well, like I said in the beginning part of the deal, you know, see, in the beginning, that's one thing that I said. Peer pressure. Peer pressure amongst the youth is extremely dangerous. Peer pressure to change that child to fit in with everybody else. Peer pressure to do something stupid and mocked if they have enough dance to stand up and say, no, this isn't right. One thing I've always been told, and I share it every day I can. I've always been told either you stand up for what you believe in, even if you stand alone, or you'll fall for everything. Stand up for what's right, even if you're alone. And that's not hard, but yet it's extremely hard because the more you stand up, the more pressure is put on you till finally you give in. You break. That child's spirit is now broken. She gave in. He sat there and, oh, he or she sat there and could not take it no more. Until they could not take it no more. They go down that rabbit hole because they want to fit in. They want to be part of something. They want to know that someone's there. That's why children join gangs for, because it's a family. They want a sense of belonging, just like we do. Yep. And that's the bad part. That is the bad part. And see, with my experience, I've seen when someone caves in, gives in to peer pressure to doing something they know is wrong, they don't only feel bad about what they have done, but now they go home and they're put through hell because of their actions. And a lot of times, their reasons for it go on deaf ears. So they're getting a double whammy. They're getting it from outside as well as inside. So you got to think of why suicide's so hard in children, adolescents, our youth. Our youth are our future. If we do not teach them right, they will not be worth a damn. And that's one thing these people are trying to do right now. They're killing our youth. They are dissolving our youth. They are dissolving their individualities. They're liquefying their brains. I chose the gang life because that was the easiest thing to do. I ran away from home, but yet I was never looked for. Like I said, I was never always an outlaw. Society made me that. Yeah, we do. Like I said, this is one of the hardest subjects to ever discuss because so many people can relate to this, whether it be their own experiences, like me, own personal experiences, like me, and some of the others, or some of their family members are being hit with it or have been hit with it. This subject hits everybody, and it's one of the hardest things to face. But it's one that needs to be discussed. It is high tide we start standing. It is high tide that we start making things for our children. acknowledging the good they do. Bringing out the good instead of condemning them forever for the stupidity they face. We've done that too. We've done stupid shit. We are not perfect by no means. There is no one perfect on this planet. Not one. We all have skeletons in our closets. We all have our faults. We've all made mistakes. Some of them are great. Good morning, Stacy, sweetheart. Good seeing you again, hon. You know, I said we need to acknowledge the good these kids are doing. We need to make sure that they know there's hope for them. They need to fit in just like we do. We are no different from them. But the only thing is we're older. We've been through a lot more. We've already been through what they face. So we should be more compassionate about them. We should be more understanding about what they're going through. We should make more of an active stance, active liability. We need to stand up right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And see, like I said, there's agendas behind that. There's reasoning behind all these school shootings. That's why all these schools are failing. Yeah, we should. Like I said, I got kicked out of my grandson's school because I walked in there with my leather jacket, long hair, stated either they do something about it or I was. I will not hurt a kid, but I'll go to their parents. I'll bring the fight to them. I'll bring the fight to city council. I'll bring the fight to the government. The government already knows who I am. Exactly what it is. Oh yeah. Like I said, I've been there myself. I know firsthand. I sat there and I told my family members that I wanted to die, that I wished I was dead. You know what I got? Nothing. Now I've seen too many kids do that same exact thing. You know? Yeah, and like I said, I know this subject's one of the hardest to face because we all face it. We all have somebody we lost that was dear to us because of suicide. Family history of suicide attempts, exposure to violence, impulsivity, aggressive, disruptive behavior. I don't agree with the access to firearms because if you teach your kid right, they ain't gonna do shit. Keyword right here: bullying. Feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, acute loss, or rejection. So true. And see, that's one thing that we need to make sure that these kids are not. Most of them are scared to speak up. Yeah. The other thing is right here. Feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. That is one of the key things right there, also. You know, it is not, like I said, this is not one of the easiest things to discuss. I know this. Like I said, I talk from personal experience myself. I speak of this because I know firsthand. Every day we need to realign ourselves, reassure our children, stand up, don't be afraid. Every day may take a while. Like I said, they want to know there's hope. They want to know there's help. They want to be assured that someone will stand up. Peace, brother. Good seeing you again, man. You have a good day at work. Oh, yeah. See, like I said, I'm not discussing things that others gone through as much as what I have gone through as well. I'm the mistake that should never have been born. That was told to me by my mother at a family reunion when I was a kid. While she hugs my other brothers and sits there and says, at least I got a couple of good kids right here. I had no one to care for me. I took to the streets. I tried to commit suicide so many different times it wasn't even funny. I tried electrifying myself, tried to poison myself. So I don't speak of things I've read online or watched on TV. What I speak of is what I went through as well. You know? Oh yeah. But like I said, every day we need to make sure that the kids know. The kids are used to disappointment. They're used to sitting there hearing false words, empty promises. Kids need to know that they belong. They need to know they're worth something, that they're actually valuable, that someone's going to stand up for them and be their light in that darkness. But anyway, I got to run. Got some things I need to do. Y'all take care. Peace. So I just noticed that the camera turned off again. There we go. But like I said, I was in my videos giving a shout out to all our biker friends, our family. No matter what catch you've got on, whether it be a diamond club, whether it be a non-conformant club, basically mean independent, no club whatsoever, 99% club. Whether you ride two or three wheel, no matter what you ride, just as long as you ride, except for those Can-Am crap things, those are not motorcycles. Those are snowmobiles with birth defects. Don't ride one. No. Hell no. Uh-uh. Get your real bike. Get your Vespa before you even ever try riding one of those stupid Can-Am bitches. Those things are freaking useless. Someone once said, "Yeah, I hear they're sliders." It's like, yeah, sliding off the road, the ditches. You know, they turn corners perfectly. Yeah, perfectly right into a tree. Another one bites the dust. I will never, ever lower myself to ever be on one of those things. I don't care if that's the only bike that stops to pick me up if I'm stranded out in the middle of nowhere. I would rather face miles of walking before I ever get on one of those things. I'm proud to be that black sheep. Like I said, I'm that thorn in their side because I have nothing controlling me. No one. controls me, but me, myself, and I. I can only accept what I do, my mistakes. I own my mistakes. Will I make them more? Hell yeah, I'm human. Will I own them? Hell yeah, right thing to do. I own my mistakes because I'm the only person at the end of the day that's got my back. My world, I believe in loyalty, trust, respect, honor. Without trust, there's nothing. You cannot have a relationship without trust. You cannot have work without trust. You cannot have a relationship with a partner without trust. You cannot even be around Leos without trust. I don't trust these little freaking cop bitches. Never have, never will. I don't give them two steps in my life, but that's a different story. Like I said, I've always ran that way because I've grown up in the biker community where loyalty, trust, honor, respect is taught. My foundation for who I am today is the biker community because they saved my ass many times over. They came to my rescue when no one else would. That's why I took the streets because they were my family. Nahashte Tanahama Totenamashe Tantamahasho Ahane Chingi Kola Tinere Chiono Afali Hushe Chinkira Fosha Anna Chipke Uche Chania Buko Kinita Pahaste Ninya Netio Ticha Tahano Wiste. We need to make sure that our children are grown up right. We need to make sure that we hear them, we see them, well, we hear them, we see them, we listen to them. We make sure that their hearts are content. They know that they can trust us at every move. They need to know they can grow up secure, strong, wise, filled with hope, filled with desire, filled with a mission, not despair. Not with a broken spirit. not with a broken spirit. But again, as I said, they you know, like I said, I'm an outlaw. Always have been, always will be. I'm not an outlaw as in the motorcycle 1% club. I'm an outlaw by society standards. And that is a title I accept with honor. All like I said, they've tried to control me, but I am uncontrollable. I'm only in control of me. I'm in control of how I deal with people, how I let them deal with me. I am in control of how I react to other people. Because I'm the only one that can control me. Just same as y'all. The only person that can control you is you yourself. You can control your actions. You can control how you react to other people, the bullies and all this other stuff. You guys are able to stand up and control how it is taken. You have a voice. Make your voice being heard. Let others see your actions. Let them feel that fire in between your heart, your head. Let them know that you're taking a stand. And kids, you're not useless by no means. It does not matter what social media tells you today. It is not what stupid peer pressure bitches try to make you to be. Don't be afraid to be yourself. If you're the oddball out that dresses with those weird uh, cat in the hat hats with those big, huge, gigantic alien eyeball sunglasses, multicolored hair, singing your songs down the street, be that person. Don't be afraid to be different because we are all created different. We are all created to be our own individual selves. We are our own voice. I dress the way I want to because that's me. I don't dress like everybody else do. Because I am an individual. I am my own person. I cannot be someone else because that's one of the biggest insults. I can't be two people at once. Yeah. But with this, like I said, children, at least you got some voices out there that really do care for you. You're not the mistakes. You are not the problem. You're not the degenerate. You're better than that. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Stand up for what's right, even if you're standing by yourself. But you're never alone. You got other people, may not see right now, but the right time will show, and your light will shine greater than anybody's ever seen before. Just don't give up. Because there is hope for you kids. There's people like us that's standing there for you guys, that's standing with you at your side. I believe in you kids. I fight for you every day. I've got several kids that call me dad that's not even my blood. I got kids all over this world call me dad because they know that I'm fair. I'm right there with them, that I sit there and I listen to them. I tell them I'm not going to judge what you do, what you say. You can discuss anything to me whatsoever, and it don't matter what it is, how bad it is, how bad you think it is. I've been there before. I understand. We make mistakes, and I'm not going to sit there and down you for it. I'm going to help you through it. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to sit there and tell you, yeah, you screwed up, but I'm not going to condemn you for it, because then that would mean that I'm a hypocrite, and I hate hypocrites. Stand tall, stand proud, stand with honor. We love y'all. Like I said, my biker brothers, sisters, got my salute. Remember what cut you got on? No cut. What you ride? I then also do the military, because I respect our military with whole heart, body, and soul. No matter if you're Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, National Guard, Army. Hoorah! We got your back. You got our support at this channel 100%. We love y'all. Take care of one another. Don't be afraid to be weird today. Don't be afraid to be yourself today. Make yourself shine. Make someone laugh today. Because you never know if you're ever going to see that person again. If you make someone laugh, you're changing that person's mentality. You just made that person's day. You don't know what that person's going through. That's your mind reader. Make someone laugh. Make someone feel good. Every day, do what you can to make sure that you do that. Because like I said, you never know if that's their last day that you can ever see them. We love you here. We got your back here at this corner, 100%. With that, I'm out, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.